Okay, so we're going to be going over the line first, and then we'll go over your inputs.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just do each corner.
This is Teapot or Dustin?
This is, Teapot or Dustin's fastest lap in his first ever iRacing rookie race in the Mazdas.
Is there sound?
Okay, so are you not hearing it?
I'm not hearing it.
Okay, yeah, you might not have sound, but so if we look here, let me stretch this out a little bit further so we can see the whole corner.
Do you have a drawing tool?
Yes, I do. So here, you're doing a really good line on the entry. It's just mid-corner, you kind of make a small error.
Okay.
So you want to go from, oh, that's a big dot. That's a big, big dot. What the hell?
You want me to delete myself?
Yeah, just, what? I don't understand why that's so big.
Just put it up in front of the car.
Hold on, I should be able to change the size of it. It's important that I can draw with this.
Do you have a Wacom tablet? I know someone who does.
Oh, Wacom?
Yeah, I've got the one that everybody wants.
Okay. So let's do blue since your car's blue.
Good call.
So this is the entry that you're going for, and you kind of want to aim towards the apex like this. But if you notice here,
the beginning of that strip there, or
like you want to break in a line until probably like here.
Okay.
And then
but I started turning in too fast.
Yeah, well, I think you had a fine line for the speed that you had, because you should be able to carry more speed if you're braking later. But
okay,
let's delete that. There's the trash can. So here you had a chance to save it, but because you're fully on the brakes, you're not going to be able to turn the car anymore.
Yeah, it's maxed out. Yep.
So as you're turning, you want to release a little bit on the brakes to actually give your front tires grip to turn.
Yeah.
And if you did that, you'd be able to make that corner a little bit easier. So we're going through here. We're second gear.
A little sloppy there.
That was fine. Let's see. That was the other guy's shift that I was hearing. Okay, so here, when you're shifting down, you definitely want to be braking. Because the whole point of you shifting is to slow the car down, but if all the weight is on the rear, you won't get that little kick out from the shift that you're looking for to rotate the car.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you brake just a little earlier, the line is pretty fine here. You want to get as close to the curbing as you can, and you kind of want to like ride it out like that.
Okay.
So I think you're good as far as that is concerned. I think your entry's a little bit messed up, so you're not getting that extra line that we're looking for. So right here, you get on the gas a little early. If you want to look at it from a cockpit perspective, you see that tree that's right after the green car?
Yeah.
You probably want to accelerate after you can see that with
my windshield.
From looking, straight. Obviously, you're in VR, so you can see that tree as like a reference point, and that's kind of what you want to focus on. So let's see, when do you get to see that?
Does it take my head tracking on here, or
no? It doesn't. So like right now, you're on the throttle, but you still can't see that tree. Now you can see the tree, but you had to adjust your throttle here. You got a little bit off of it to compensate your understeer, which is fine. I mean, you were going off the track. It makes sense that you want to slow yourself down. So here's what I was talking about during our practice session. This is the start of the dirt. That's the end of the dirt. That's where I'm braking. Where you're braking almost, 3 car lengths or more back. And the reason for it is you can brake really hard in a straight line between this distance and still have plenty of time to make the apex.
Okay.
And there's a good chance that if we look at the faster driver, that he is doing that. So we might also review his lap here in a little bit. The brake pressure you've got here is good though. So let's just watch the whole corner. So you had really good pressure on the entry. It's good that you have just that little extra room. So you start turning and you actually get the car to start rotating. The biggest problem is this really abrupt lift. So the second you do that, you send
the car up.
You send all that weight back to the rear, or you kind of like stabilize it in a 50-50 manner, but really violently. So it doesn't have time for the car to settle where the grip is. So if you kind of trail brake all the way up to the curbing here.
Yeah.
And it could be just like going from that same amount of brake pressure to just maybe 10%, 15% brake pedal, and just hold on to that until you reach that point. And once you reach that point, really let it out as gently as you can and try to transition to the throttle. So I have to ask, are you left foot braking?
Yes.
Good. Okay. What about you, Brandon? Do you left foot brake?
Yeah. Yep.
Good. That is the easiest way to trail brake. Obviously, you can do a 1 foot for both the throttle and the brake, but it's probably best to like manage the balance of the car with both feet, because you can immediately get onto one of the other inputs. Okay, so let's erase that and go back to my.
Whoa.
I mean, a cursor.
What?
I have to cut that one out of there.
Hold on. All right, and we're going into the corner. Great clipping point. If you want to ride this curb, you pretty much can. Just don't hit it with the middle of your car, or you'll bottom out, and you'll just turn into a projectile. Like you won't be able to stop yourself. So it's good. You're getting up the throttle here. Obviously, you're chasing the toe. That's correct. I'd say right around here, you want to start heading towards that outside curb. You kind of want to have that trajectory just to carry as much speed to the outside of the turn of where you're going to go. Because if you wait a little too late, you're actually scrubbing speed here, and you're lifting because of it.
Okay, so if I turned in earlier, I could have made a straighter shot and then brake.
Right.
Begin braking.
So you should be able to be flat out almost all the way till about here. And on like earlier laps, it's okay to go a little wide. But really, in the later stages of the race, you want to just kind of hug this curbing and carry it up like that. So you had to make a little adjustment there with the brake, which is fine.
Yeah.
You could make that easier on yourself if you just brake a little bit less than what you plan on entry and ride the brake pedal through the turn, kind of trail braking through the whole thing.
Okay.
Let's see what your gearing's like. See, again, you're doing that really violent lift, and that's making it hard to control the car. And in this particular track, whatever the setup is, it seems that if you do a violent lift off of either inputs, it's always going to prone to understeer, and that's the least thing that you want going through this type of turn. That's pretty much it's a 180. It's a hairpin.
Yeah,
but it's also slightly off camber. Okay, so yeah, you're going through the right gears. You can get up first here if you want. Like you could go all the way down to first. But you really want to do that with a wider entry, so it's good that you stayed in second.
I think I went to first.
Oh, you did go to first. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
When did you go to first here? Right when I couldn't see it?
The wheel was covering it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, you don't want first because you're not using the change in gears to rotate the car further. You're just doing it because you think you're bogging on the rev limiter.
So just stay in that. If the green lights are on and I'm in second, just keep pushing it. Or
yeah, I would just say if you're not using the downshift to slow your car down, you shouldn't do it.
Because I've got one green light there, right?
Yeah.
And then I downshifted to first, and then I have two green lights.
Yeah. It's like literally happening right as the freaking guy covers it. But yeah, I mean,
that's my secret sauce. Gotta hide it.
It's fine either way. And then on this accelerating, you probably want to wait until you have that building in front of you. So like right here is when you want to start getting on the throttle if you're carrying the right amount of speed into the turn.
Okay.
But of course, this is kind of a compromised line. It's a little bit off of what the optimal is. You really don't want to touch this curb on the entry.
Am I oversteering there? Or am I understeering? My wheel turned so much?
Yeah, so we'll see it on Brandon's lap, but he was doing a lot more steering than he needed to do. But
okay.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening here. I think you just touch that curb, and that causes you to get a little loose. Oh, no. You just avoided it. Okay, it's probably the shift to first then that caused that rotation. But I don't think you were understeering. On entry, you might have understeered just a little bit, but... yeah, it's just a lot of off and on the inputs when really you want all the braking to be done by the apex. So, any questions?
Cool. I didn't write any of those notes down.
That's okay. You can just watch the video, and you can post a comment below.
All
right.
Well,
I'll have to like it, so I'll put in my liked videos too.
There you go. Yeah, and don't forget to hit the bell because we're going to be making more content as the year goes on. But let's switch over to Brandon's lap.
And just a baseline, what the fast lap for this? Oh, okay. You probably don't want to put that in the video.
You could. I could just use the audio. It doesn't matter.
I'll just wait.
Okay.
It's too late now.
We really should have a storyboard.
What was the fastest lap when you were practicing?
When I was racing?
50 seconds? 50 or?
No, I think it was like 45.9.
45.9? Holy crap.
No, not 40. Yeah. 49.5.
49.5. Okay. So 49.
I'm still getting that wrong. There's no way. Let's just go look at the times. We just go here.
Okay, we'll make a
53.7 is the fastest lap on top split. So 54.9 is what I meant to say.
So put that in the video, or like say it as it looks. I don't know. Make it theatrical.
Joey to be like, oh, so like the optimal time you're looking for is like a 55 flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a decent go at it in this particular lobby.
I wonder how big this recording's going to be. We're at 15 minutes. I'm going to guess like 10 gigs by the time we're done.
Brandon's replay is like, okay, you want to just do this? Okay, bye.
Just to save time. Well, it doesn't matter. I can, I'll re-render it differently for YouTube. So it'll lower the size of the video. Okay, so since we've gone over the line, really we just got to look at Brandon's inputs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys still see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just can't hear. Oh, wait. Can I kind of hear it there?
Okay, so for you, Brandon,
you can hear it.
You're on a 55.1, which is kind of what we're looking for as far as the current skill level you're going to be put up against. If you can run a 55 flat, that's ideal. I think the fastest we saw during our practice was like 54.9. Just 0.2 off of that. Now, the faster guys in the top split, they're going to be running a lot faster, but that's going to be coming down to pretty much consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're confident in the car, they know the line. It's all about execution, which I know Kyle is just going to be listening to this going, it's all about execution. Because he never stops talking about that. So let's go ahead and just watch the lap.
We knew he'd find his way in here or something.
Okay, so we're definitely pressing the pedal way too hard.
too hard.
If you're going to be braking that hard, you need to brake much deeper into the turn. So like probably right here is when you would full press the brake pedal. And if as long as you're straight, it will be fine. Like you will slow down in time to make the turn. Okay. With that being said, here you're already doing a lift of the pedal, which is great because you're turning in. So you're trail braking really well. The only downside is you've already scrubbed so much speed off from braking so much earlier that you're getting out of the pedal of the brake before the apex, which is fine based off of this current lap. But yeah, you really want to try to brake a lot deeper if you're going to be that committed to the brake pedal.
Okay.
So here, first gear, second gear. So you don't want to brake here. You should not need to brake here. If you stay more over to the left, you should just have to lift a little bit to make that turn.
Okay.
If you want a full lift, that's fine as you get used to it. But like some people can go through this section completely flat out. And they just basically fight the oversteer of the car through this turn. So again, we're braking a little too early. You really want to go much deeper. If you can see my mouse, you probably want to brake in this area.
Okay.
And let's see. I think you're in second gear, which is fine. But if you brake later and you plan on downshifting, you should make the corner. So we're doing a lot of steering we don't need to be doing. So probably right here is as much as you need to steer into this corner. So it's all about getting the entry line a little bit better and staying on the brakes a little bit longer if you're going to be committing to that. Or you can downshift first and you'd be rotating a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But for this particular lap, that's fine. You stayed on the track. That's ideal. We saw a lot of people not stay on the track during the race.
Yeah.
That's good again. You're braking a little early.
A little early.
We want to be braking right around where that dirt patch is. And you're getting out the brakes a little too soon before you're getting to the turn, but we kind of saw that with Dustin's lap. But you're not fully committing to the brake and then just jumping off of it. You can see how you're progressing off of it. Let's see here. For you, on this turn in, so we're kind of not like, you're already kind of angled to the turn, which is kind of strange. You really want to brake in a straight line as much as you can, so you could brake as late as you can.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And then when we're turning in, you probably don't want to start accelerating fully until after that is past your wheel. That little orange marker out there. Because if you accelerate any earlier, you're going to go too far out and you're going to understeer. But you're going to feel the car. You're going to know when it's appropriate to give it the beans, as they say.
Yeah.
Just fine here. You don't need to chase the draft. That guy's too far anyway. Nice. You're flat. So that's a good braking point, but still, you want to be a little bit more over to the right side.
Okay.
You don't have to be like all the way out here, but like around here would probably be better. So you can get that nice little entrance up the turn. But here you're going to be kind of narrow. So you're going to wash out if you understeer, or if you oversteer, you're just going to lose it. But this car's prone to understeer. That was really good as far as like going through the turn. You might be getting off the brakes a little too early here because you let them out and then you decide to downshift to first to make the corner. So you could have just stayed on the brakes a little longer and hugged the inside.
Okay.
But overall, I think you're taking a pretty similar line. And you don't touch the grass. This is great.
Sweet.
Nice. So yeah, just work on getting off that brake pedal in a more gentle manner. And I think you guys are going to do good.
Cool.
Any closing thoughts?
Nope, it was very informative. Brake pressure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
pressure and
the help.
And hitting the entries and exits.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to do this again real soon.
Soon.
And I think the more we go through it, the less nerves and stuff. So it'll be more just kind of like, okay.
And if you don't get tanked on the first lap.
Yeah, that would help.
To help keep your mojo going. Because you probably were trying to play catch up the whole time. And oversteering the car. Because I've felt that before. Where you're like, I gotta get out there.
I guess that's gonna end the video.
Yep. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.